here. And when you're sleeping, you're dismissing the pain. When you always ask, where is the pain? I want to get pain on that. When you're sleeping, then you dismiss it. You're not getting it. Because Krishna is here. Again, I think this helps, for me, helps to understand that Krishna is here. It's not different from just making a clean picture.
Okay.
In my experience, the best chanting I experience is when I realise it's actually hopeless. And it's never
That's the best.
No, well, I haven't finished yet.
What's the worst?
No, but actually, just begging Krishna then, just because I've been asked, through the spiritual master, the parampara, to chant this, please give your, help me, and appear, in my heart, and then I feel, that there's some connection there.
Good. Yes.
When I chant, I'm not sure if I understand that Krishna is not different, or the whole name is not different to Krishna, nor I think that I do it in a proper state of mind. But what I'm trying to do to actually focus on the holy name. And sometimes there is a symptom, how can I understand that something is happening, that somehow my mind is and the whole consciousness is floating within this chanting. From my childhood, I cannot pronounce the syllable R, or this letter R properly.
You're from Russia, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can, but that's the point. What?
No, Krishna.
Yeah. There is this sound, but if I do put enough emphasis and effort to actually focus on pronouncing Krishna, Krishna, Rama, Rama, then at a certain moment there is high speed and every sound goes so smoothly that I feel that somebody is talking than me. It just because I don't know how to pronounce the sound. It's just floating, and it's completely amazing experience. And I can only achieve this state again if next time I will be focused for longer periods, or I will try more for longer period to focus on the name. Then this feeling will come again. And each time, this limit when I will get it, every time is formed for farther and farther distance. So in this way, I guess I'm spiritually growing, at least in chanting.
Yes.
And just trying in whatever way
I find my best chanting is when I try and chant with the same kind of melody and meter and rhythm as Srila Prabhupada on his japa tape. When I try and chant with that same kind of rhythm, I find that's my best chanting.
Prabhupada said that we should imitate, we should listen to the pure devotee chanting and try to imitate his sound. Yeah.
I just have a question as well. I was wondering, is it more important to the chanting or the hearing? Because you can just be chanting it in a kind of a, not so feelingly, but you're hearing it. But or should you be more chanting feeling? Like perhaps that we should chant calling like a child calling to its mother. So you can chant in that way. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Well, our Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy is that our main emphasis is on chanting. Well, we know that Parikshit Maharaj achieved perfection through hearing, and Prahlad Maharaj achieved perfection through remembrance, and Shukadeva Goswami achieved perfection from chanting. So anyone, even if you hear yourself chanting or someone else chanting wrongly, but if you're paying good attention, you'll make advancement. I mean, if they're not chanting so as sincerely. But our emphasis is on chanting sincerely, and then hearing, and then automatically remembrance will be there. One time I wrote to Srila Prabhupada, when I first came to the movement, first thing I did when I got the little blue Bhagavad Gita is memorize it. It took me one day. So I had a pretty good memory. And then I just use what, and then when anyone asks me something, I just give a quote from the Bhagavad Gita. I didn't have to speculate anymore. Similar, when we got the Krishna book, the first thing I did is memorize some of the stories. So I thought, well, I'm chanting japa, because it was really difficult sometimes to chant japa, I'll just get my rounds done in the background and just remember the stories. because that's Krishna conscious. Who can complain? So I asked the devotees, do you think it's all right when I'm chanting japa just to remember Krishna book? And one devotee said, well, I think it's probably better than remembering other things when you chant. So then I wrote to the Prabhupada, I said, is it all right when I'm chanting Hare Krishna to remember Krishna book? And Prabhupada wrote me back and said, no. Wow. that was, and he said, when we're chanting, we should just chant in here. And if Krishna's remembrance of Krishna comes, of his pastimes comes automatically, that's very nice. But not that we're artificially trying to remember them. So our first business is to chant very nicely, and then, I don't know, that's our first business. If we just chant nicely, and we listen, and what that nicely is means, to imbibe the philosophy. It's not, there's a difference between intellectually understanding the philosophy, how we should be chanting, and actually have that feeling when we're chanting. And how that comes about, of course, Krishna says, Didami Buddhi Yogam Tam. He gives the intelligence by which we can chant nicely. We can't do it ourselves. Generally it means, well, Krishna gives us the intelligence how to do it. There are certain aspects. We could say love or reverence, for instance. When we chant with reverence, just like, Krishna is so great, the holy name is so great, we chant Hare Krishna, and we're just in awe, just waiting for the holy name to descend, just like, a shower coming down upon us. That Krishna is there, and we're just chanting in the mood of awe and reverence. Then there's that feeling, Krishna, the holy name is so great, that makes us open to actually experience the holy name. Because our main problem is we think we're great, and the holy name is just some sound vibration. But when we actually take the other position that the holy name is unlimited, and that we're receptive, we're open to receive the mercy of the holy name, because we're so tiny, then we can actually begin to experience what it's like to associate with Krishna. Krishna may be there, but whether our heart is open to receive him, that's a different thing. Anything else? Yes.
When you spend that last part, you were saying that Robert was indicating to us that we should enforce the pastimes in our mind.
Yeah, it's a waste of time. It's not a waste of time. Basically speaking, there's nothing but Krishna's pastime. But because we're an illusion, we're thinking there's something other than Krishna's pastime. Therefore, we're afraid and we want to take shelter of Krishna through some remembrance of Krishna, which is all right. But factually speaking, if we chant and we just listen, we chant with an open heart, automatically Krishna's pastime, we'll remember Krishna's pastime. This whole material universe is nothing but Krishna's pastime. For the pure devotee, that's all he sees is Krishna's pastime. Or either, he probably writes in the Nectar of Devotion, either we'll remember Krishna's conversation for Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, which is more or less, a lot of it has to do with this pastime, of the conditioned souls struggling either to enjoy or to become Krishna conscious in this world. Or